It's John Taylor here for BYG Boxing. I'm with the undefeated Dale Coyne, 11-0 now, Dale. Yeah. Looking to move up. You've got a fight against Ben Davis coming up. Is that next weekend?
Yeah, Saturday week yesterday it was. On the 16th of December.
16th, yeah.
Yeah, down in Wigan, Robin Park Arena. So like I say, fighting Ben Davis, got a winning record.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
if it comes to fight, you know what I mean, if it comes to win, I mean, chances like this now, someone like me, if he'd be thinking, if I beat him, I can push on for maybe an English or something like that.
Yeah, you can get him back in contention.
Yeah, it's him the right, doesn't it, to get back in there. So
yeah,
I'm expecting a full-on fight.
Yeah, yeah. And then after this, you're looking to sort of push on then for sort of maybe area titles, English titles.
Yeah, that's something that we'd be looking at. I mean, I'm glad that I've got someone like this now.
Yeah.
It's like a bit of a measure to see whereabouts I am. You know, he's been in with the English champ and stuff like that, so it'd be nice to see.
Yeah, definitely.
Gauge whereabouts I am.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like other fights, like I was saying before to you. I mean, like you got like Jack Cullen, you got Jack Flatley, you've got Alex Hughes as well. Are they sort of like potential opponents maybe early to mid next year?
Yeah, I mean, it's what it is, isn't it? The two Jacks are both managed by the same promoter as me, Steve Wood. So,
yeah.
But it's sort of possibility we're gonna clash, aren't we, at some point? You know,
Yeah,
all of us are in, like I say, all of us are in that mixing pot now, wanting to push on. So it's going to be either an eliminator for something or an area title or something like that.
Oh,
we're going to have to collide at some point and see who the best is.
And whereabouts have you been training? Have you been training going well for this fight? Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I've only had a week off since August, so I was training for that Daryl Sharp fight. 10 week, had a week out of the gym and straight back in.
Yeah.
So my fitness has been the best it's ever been.
Good, yeah, because you're getting like sort of a short notices for fights, like 2 weeks for the opponents and stuff. So is it kind of hard to obviously prepare for them, but as in like keep yourself motivated for it?
Yeah, it is, but it's nice to know your opponent, because if you find out who your opponent is 4 or 5 weeks out, it gives you that bit more edge in training. You know, it gives you something to focus on. But obviously we don't get them sort of opportunities to do that often. But the last I found out now who I was fighting, I've got in the last couple of spars in last week, perfect sparring for it. Yeah, I mean, I never really struggled to find an edge in sparring, because I just go out to do what I do.
Yeah.
The opponent adapt to me, you know. Not really too fussed about that, but it is nice to know.
And who's your coach? Who trains you?
Steve Mailer.
Steve Mailer.
He trains Teddy Flanagan.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got a good stable of
learn a lot off them.
We've got Liam Taylor in there now. He's looking to push on. He's on that night as well, topping the bill.
All right.
Same with Dylan Evans, has just had his debut.
Yeah.
So he'll be fighting that night as well. We've got a good group of lads now.
Yeah, good. This time next year, where do you sort of see yourself?
Definitely want some sort of title. Either we want to be that central area pushing on to. If it was up to me and my coach, would be having the English title sometime next year, pushing on to British. You know, I'll be 24 come November next year. It's perfect time really to then kick on. Yeah,
definitely. Like sort of promoter wise, are you independent at the moment? You're just jumping on different shows, or do you have a set promoter?
The promoter's Steve Woods. I'm always fighting in his shows. He keeps me busy. You know, he's always getting me fights or trying to get me on shows. I was under the Fred Warren. I'm not sure whether that contract's coming to an end this year. So I'm not too sure where we stand there. But it's nice just to be sort of like floating about, you know. We're on these small hall shows, and then when we do get the call up, it'll be something like for an English title, and hopefully we'll burst on the scene then. Yeah,
I mean, like, it does seem like you're sort of building up a following. I mean, like when you watch the fight, you get a good reception at the start and stuff.
Yeah.
So do you see like more faces turning up each fight?
Yeah, I mean, it is a struggle at first, because you could be fighting every 8 weeks. To get someone to pay £40 for the ticket and then turning around saying, "Oh, I'm fighting in 5 weeks again in Bolton."
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of like, what? Oh, I read that. So it is hard to keep that constant flow, you know, of fans coming. But yeah, it is building. I mean, I've got me like hardcore fans that come and follow me wherever I go.
All your mates and stuff as well, like coming to every fight and stuff.
Yeah, where I used to work, they always come and follow me, you know.
Yeah.
So I have that base, and then obviously we get new faces all the time asking for tickets and stuff like that, so
yeah,
it's good.
And it's full time. Are you working part time or anything like that?
No, I'm full time boxing.
Full-time.
I tried doing it with a job as well, but I just felt like I was missing out all the time.
Yeah.
I seen Teddy training in the day, and I was thinking, I have to do that.
Yeah, your mind will be ticking over when you're at work.
I'm obsessed and perfectionist, so I like to be in there putting everything I can into training.
Sure, it'll pay off. It'll pay off, won't it? And you'll reap the rewards of it.
That's what it's all about, really.
Yeah.
Even when you start getting paid decent money for these title fights and stuff, it's all like back pay from what you've had to fork out at this stage. But I've got 2 sponsors now. I've got Brian at Norton's Tyres. We've got a new fella just joined us, Jacob. He's at Proper Fit Blinds in Manchester. So
local businesses is good, isn't it, as well? Like,
I mean, they're both local companies, and they didn't know much about me before sponsoring me. You know what I mean? To take a gamble like that on someone who you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's massively appreciated to a boxer like me, you know, who don't work.
Yeah.
It just helps me out massively.
Of course, yeah. Like, I mean, what, do they sort of cover travel and like give you the clothes and stuff?
It's more than anything, it's the food and the supplements, and you know, your protein powder and stuff like that, your vitamins. It just drains you. When I had an interview the other week saying, "What did you spend your first wage on?" It's like, I think I got whatever my wage was. I owed about £500 extra out. You know what I mean? So you see nothing to your money. So these little sponsors here and there, they're great and much appreciated.
I mean, in a way, you probably won't like obviously for certain things you'll need the money, but if you're constantly just doing boxing, you're in a gym day in day out. It's like, it's not the sort of thing where you need money to go out at night and things. You know what I mean? You that's what you're doing. So
you're not spending no money weekends going out partying and stuff like that. You've not got the time. You know what I mean? I won't even go to the pictures because I can't be minded going. You know what I mean? You're too tired. So it is good that way. You don't spend much money, but everything you do spend is just going back into the sport. You know, whatever, like they say, whatever you put in, you get out. There's no sport like it, like boxing. You know, definitely. Got everything in.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, coming up, in 2018, there's potentially some big fights going to happen. Obviously, in May, we've now got the rescheduled Haye Bellew. How do you see that going?
I was all Haye in the first fight.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's hard not to be, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think to be honest, he was boxing well. I had him up 4 or 5 rounds or something like that when he was fighting. His ankle went. And then it just obviously changed the fight completely. Then he was all Bellew, but I think if you can get a fit Haye, whose body's in prime condition, then I think you've got to go Haye. I mean, just the smart choice, but it's whether his body can pack up. You know what I mean? He's also had some mad injuries. He's had his toe, his Achilles, and then he's meant to have fell on a step machine and pulled his bicep.
It seems like he's training too hard or something. Like, do you know?
Either that or he's the most unlucky man in the world.
It's one of the two, isn't it? I mean, we've also got looks like it's going to happen. There's no official date yet, but it's Wilder Ortiz.
Yeah, that happened weekend, didn't it? I think.
He sort of faced up, didn't he, in the ring and stuff.
If anything, it's going to be entertaining, isn't it, with Deontay Wilder.
I mean,
the build-up wise, and I like the Ortiz, but when you get busted for the drugs, I don't know what happened with that. Whether they
it just seemed to be brushed under the carpet or something, didn't it?
Scrubbed, or they found out it was maybe something, I don't know. It just sort of puts a stain on your name, that, doesn't it? I mean,
if Wilder hits him, it's like he's never really been tested his chin or anything, has he, Ortiz?
No.
So it's hard to say whether he'll be able to stand up, or because he's got a big head, hasn't he? So
I think he's got a bigger shock absorber of a neck, hasn't he?
Exactly.
I think it will be a good fight, but I think Deontay Wilder wins that. Remember watching Ortiz in Monte Carlo, and he wasn't really that impressive on an Eddie Earns show.
So wasn't
that impressive. So I'm not seeing much of him, but I don't think there's much about him either, to be honest. Especially when you get to them elite levels, how big they are. You know what I mean? They say size don't matter, but it does, doesn't it? So, I mean, in the heavyweight division, you got Deontay Wilder's huge and AJ's huge, so
exactly, they're all big fighters now. They're all like super heavyweights rather than sort of like 10-20 years ago. They were all sort of like 6'2", do you know what I mean? And now they're all like 6'7", 6'8". It's big fighters. George
Foreman, Big George, you used to call him, and he was 14.5 stone. I know, I'm not far off that myself, but I can't. It's just it's the science in the game now, isn't it? upper level. I mean, you look at AJ, and it's like if you could mould a perfect sculpture of a fighting machine.
It's like playing Fight Night, innit, and making your perfect fighter.
Just like that, innit?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And last fight, obviously Joshua Wilder, looking towards the end of the year. What do you think about that? Do you think?
I think Joshua, I think the form he's in now and the confidence he's got and his own self-belief and stuff like that, I think could carry him more than anything. I think that's what carried him in the Klitschko fight.
Yeah,
he got caught,
and
he was in a bit of trouble at some stages, but he just got that belief, ain't he, that? You've got that bit of a fight in him as well, that sort of dog.
Yeah, it was like make or break, wasn't it? That situation.
When he does get hurt, he sort of can bite down his gum shield, and that's nice to see as well. That he's not just one of them fighters like a skilled fighter that ain't got that. He's got a bit of both, so I think that could take him a long way. Well, that's took him a long way anyway.
Yeah, sweet. So as I was saying before, obviously the next year is kind of a big one for you to sort of determine which level you'll be fighting at for the rest of your career. In that time, what do you think you need to do to make sure that you can compete with these guys, and what do you think you need to do to sort of push your name out there and get yourself on bigger shows, maybe down south?
I think the only thing I can do is just do what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I've not lost yet. Training never slacks. I never look past an opponent. I'm constantly when I'm fighting someone, I'm focused on that fight. Not only that, even like when you say you don't know your opponent, I'm focused on performing. Whoever I'm in the ring with, I get nervous about my performance and making sure that I'm right on the night. The coach is happy with me, and stuff like that. So I think just keep doing what I'm doing, and it will come. Same with Ted. I think he was fighting 4 or 5 years before he even got on a televised show, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, who's this kid? So like Kawasaki, the saying, no one knew who he was. He got him with Eubank, and
it was like 30 fights, wasn't it, before he sort of had these like super fights, really. And even in late, he was only his past sort of 5 fights. So it's like, I think it seems like a lot of fighters are getting fast tracked, and people sort of expect you to be taking sort of 2-3 years to get to world title level.
Yeah, and then when it comes plummeting down, then
exactly,
you know what I mean. Then that's you're just brushed under the carpet, and it's on to the next one.
Yeah.
But I think the fighters that prove like we have from the small hall shows, and then we burst on the scene. You might have to go on to an Eddie Earn show and be the away fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And then you get the win, and before you know it, people are snapping you up. Or who's this kid? Freaking you know what I mean? So.
All right. So on the fight week now, tomorrow of your next fight against Ben Davis. What's your plan for the week to just make sure you're ready for fight night?
Yeah, just sharpening up now. Keeping the weight right. Just like I say, sharpening up on the pads, working on a couple of shots that we'll pick out and see. Just get the tactics right, and then obviously sort of relaxing and maintaining the weight then until the weigh-in.
Yeah.
Game on.
Oh, sweet, no worries. Alright, thank you very much for the interview. I'll catch up with you shortly, innit?
Yeah, see you after the fight.
Alright, thank you very much, cheers.